Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys legend Emmitt Smith unimpressed with Brian Schottenheimer hiring. Emmitt Smith is the latest Dallas Cowboys alum to express distaste with the decisions that owner Jerry Jones has made for 2025. Jones selected former offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer to become the next head coach of the team after not being able to come to a long-term agreement with Mike McCarthy. Smith, who built a Hall of Fame career as a Cowboy from 1990 to 2001 by clinching 3 Super Bowls, said, "We'll see where it goes," in regards to Schottenheimer's ascension. "I'm going to reserve most of my comments for a later date, but right now I'm just soaking it in," Smith said to Sports Lens. "What has happened and trying to analyze where we go from here and what it is going to look like. I don't even know who he has on his staff yet, who he retained, who he got rid of, who he's bringing in." As fellow Cowboys legend Michael Irvin also recently expressed, Smith found Jones's decision to overlook Deion Sanders for the job disappointing. Sanders, who has transformed the Colorado Buffaloes in the past 2 seasons, was contacted by Jones about the position but was never granted an interview. "It is kind of disappointing that from an opportunity standpoint, he wasn't considered high enough to do it," Smith continues to say. "But like I said, some things have to play themselves out. I know Deion has done a tremendous job in Colorado with limited resources, and unfortunately for some African American coaches, we always start off with limited resources and do the best we can with it," says Smith. For Deion, I think Deion is definitely proving that he can manage, he can put together a staff under limited conditions. He's done it at Jackson State, he's done it at Colorado, and he's bringing in Hall of Fame players to help and assist. The game itself has changed so much, and I think Deion has a way of connecting with current players and younger players as well. Smith's ideology is that the Cowboys need less flash and more balance on their roster. He is a proponent of a defensive mindset in favor of an offensive one. "I think the Cowboys need a defensive-minded coach. I really do," said Smith. "I think the organization has gotten away from truly what has made it great, and that is running the football and throwing the football, being a well-balanced offensive unit," says Smith. "I think we're too busy trying to chase after this flash of trying to find the next Patrick Mahomes or the next Tom Brady or someone of that level. Those guys, they're once-in-a-generation talents. Jaden Daniels is doing a tremendous job with the Washington Commanders. Smith is the NFL's all-time rushing leader with 18,355 total yards. He won a Super Bowl MVP in 1994 and an NFL MVP in 1993. Dallas Cowboys interview promising coach for offensive coordinator job. The Dallas Cowboys' search for a new offensive coordinator has led them to some of the more promising young assistant coaches in the NFL this week. Among that list have been Cardinals offensive line coach Clayton Adams and Falcons tight ends coach Kevin Koger. But on Friday, they may have interviewed the best of the bunch. According to reports from ESPN Cowboys insider Todd Archer, Dallas has interviewed Detroit Lions running backs coach Scotty Montgomery for the position. Montgomery began his coaching career as a wide receivers coach at Duke in 2006 and stayed at the college level for the next 14 years before making his way to the NFL. He was then hired by the Colts as the running backs coach in 2021, where he stayed for 2 seasons. He then joined the Lions coaching staff in 2023 as the assistant head coach and running backs coach. In the NFL, Montgomery's running back rooms have more often than not been at the top of the league. With the Colts in 2021, his rushing attack ranked second in the NFL in yards per game at 149.4. After an injury to Jonathan Taylor in 2022, those numbers understandably dropped. With the Lions, Montgomery has helped put together one of the best rushing attacks in the league. In 2023, the rushing attack ranked 5th in the NFL at 135.9 yards per game and tied for first in the league with 27 rushing touchdowns. In 2024, That unit finished the year ranked 6th in the NFL with 146.4 yards per game on the ground, and 2nd in rushing touchdowns with 29. The attack has been headlined by star running back duo David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, who together combined for over 2,100 yards and 28 touchdowns. Gibbs, in fact, finished the regular season 5th in the NFL in rushing with 1,412 yards and was tied for first in the league with 16 rushing touchdowns. All of this, of course, further emphasizes the Cowboys' search for a coordinator that can help improve the run game. And if Montgomery is indeed the choice, there might not be a better man for the job out of their pool of candidates. What's this Cowboys Brandon Aubrey trade rumor? This Dallas Cowboys started as a silly joke made by a sometimes silly man. Should it mature into a serious question of tampering? John "Bones" Fassel was the Cowboys' special teams coordinator but has now moved to the Tennessee Titans. Cowboys Nation surely wishes him well. But Cowboys Nation does not wish him to steal Dallas All-Pro kicker. So what is the source of this concern? Aubrey was a guest on the Dumb Zone podcast and revealed, tongue-in-cheek, that Fassel has expressed a desire to try and trade for him this offseason. He told me he's going to try and trade for me, Aubrey said. I don't know if that is out of any sort of reality or whatnot, but he's a great dude, and we're going to miss him. Wait. Reality? Wouldn't that be rather controversial? Wouldn't that qualify as tampering? Longtime Cowboys beat writer Mike Fisher responds to that question thusly. 1. Brandon Aubrey is under contract. And 2. Bones Fassel can be quite a goofball. Aubrey, who is in fact the source of his own rumor, will be entering the last year on his contract in 2025, and we imagine that owners Jerry and Stephen Jones plan to seal a deal with him as the homegrown product has emerged as one of the best kickers in football. Aubrey, a native of McKinney who was a soccer star before trying football and catching on in the USFL, might have been Dallas' best player in 2024, nailing 14 of his 17 field goals from 50-plus yards. There should be no eventual free agency worries here. And there needn't be any trade worries either, though the Cowboys might want to slap the Titans on the wrist here, just in case.